Alright, let's jump right into this. Let's see, that's going to be it right there. Let's take a look at what I have done here. I have a lot of the basic Golgari package here. We have the Wildgrowth Walkers, Branchwalkers, Seekers Squires, Jadelight Rangers, your standard 2 Findbrokers. We have your main deck Carnage Tyrants. Some decks are doing that, some decks aren't. It's a good payoff for me for what I'm doing with this particular deck. I will make a note on the Explore package that we're running. I think a lot of people are running more of the Branchwalkers and less of the Seeker Squires. I'm running for the Seeker Squires because the decks that I was having trouble with were primarily the 2 monocolor decks. And so the Seeker Squire lines up better against Shock and Viashino Pyromancers and things like that from the mono red deck. And I'm not as concerned about the aggro portion. I don't need to be as aggro with that one particular card. I'd rather have something that helps me up, you know, just kind of withstand that early beat down from red, and then I can take them over from there. So what I'm doing differently is I've basically scrapped a lot of the late game value engine from the version of the Golgari deck that I was running, which was just some homebrew Sultai nonsense with like Muldrotha and Thieves of Sanity. So we got rid of that stuff, and I was trying to develop something that was a little bit more resilient against, like I said, those mono red, mono blue decks that were giving me a ton of trouble. And all my other matchups felt great, so I just kept iterating and trying to figure that out. What I did was I was trying to ramp into my late game a little bit earlier, and I already had actually earlier versions of my deck. I was not running the Wildgrowth Walkers, and I introduced those specifically because of the red burn. And even that wasn't enough because it just gets burned down. Like, you know, as soon as the Wildgrowth Walker hits the ground, it takes Lightning Bolt to the face because they can't let you heal off of it. So my thinking was, if I started introducing ways to ramp that were not vulnerable to the burn, you know, if you do the Llanowar Elves, you get shocked because you always bolt the bird. Same thing with the 1/3 that I'm forgetting the name of. You know, you drop those and they just get bolted immediately. The Wayward Swordtooth works really, really well with the Explore package because you just end up with all these lands in your hand. And now you can play multiple lands per turn. Not only that, but it's a 5/5 body. Against the red deck, it is a little awkward that you can't block with it right away. But the payoff for it so far has been really good. I actually have not lost to a mono red deck in the matches I've played today. I think I'm 14-4 today in the constructed event, and then I think I'm 24-10 with this deck overall. But some of those matches were before I added this beauty, Immortal Sun. My original version of the deck, I was running some Planeswalkers. We had 2 Vivian Reeds, because I actually don't have any 5-drops, which seems a little weird, but because of the Wayward Swordtooth, I actually don't need a 5-drop because I don't actually ever only have 5 mana. I go from playing Swordtooth and a 4th mana, and then on the next turn I play 2 more lands and I have 6 mana. So I just don't need it. So I dropped the Vivians and the Vraska Relic Seeker. Instead, I have the Immortal Sun. Since I'm not running Assassin's Trophies or Vraska's Contempts or even Eldest Reborn, this actually is really good because other Golgari decks were able to kill my planeswalkers, and I couldn't do anything to theirs really a lot of times, other than just like beat down through them, which actually did work. But this, I think, is a little better. So we're doing this instead. The other main differences would be, instead of 2 finds, I'm actually running the full set of 4. And this has been really, really good because I don't have to mainboard in awkward sweepers like Ritual of Soot or Golden Demise, which I also actually was running Golden Demise early on, and then I swapped it out for double find, or for the full set of finds, and this is way, way better. It kind of hits more things. It kills some of my stuff sometimes, but it actually is good that it does that. Because I have so many finds, I'm really free about just like throwing bodies at my enemy and then just pulling them back into my hand, and then I play more Jadelight Rangers, and then I dig further and further into my deck. So it's really, really strong. And then the Fungal Infections are actually like the big hero against mono blue especially, but also against the mono red, because you can use it and you can take care of Viashino Pyromancer, and then it leaves you with a body still. You can take out the Steamkins as soon as they hit the ground, and again it leaves you with a 1/1 body that can block. It can just chump block, or it can kill a Viashino Pyromancer. And that's really been strong for me. But where it's really shining is against mono blue, because what happens is they drop that turn 1/1/1, and then turn 2 they're planning on dropping Curious Obsession on it, and you just kill it before they can do that, and before they have any ability to block it with Dive Down or Spell Pierce or sacrificing a Siren Storm Tamer. You just completely shut down their entire early game plan with 1 mana. It's been ridiculous. So that kind of solved my problem against that one deck. You can still have trouble, you're not always going to have the Fungal Infection in hand. But because we run 4 copies of Find, and we have the ramp to get there really quickly, Find takes out everything. Even if they've dropped 2, 3 Curious Obsessions on one creature, Finality kills it. The Tempest Gens, Finality kills them. So you just have these board clears that are super, super effective. And if you don't need the board clear, you just trade with them, trade creatures with them, and then you find things back and then dump them back on the board, and you dig further and further into your deck. So that's how it works. You can ignore the sideboard. That's actually just from... I haven't actually played this deck in a best of 3 yet, so that's from cloning older versions of other decks. So we'll give this a shot. Let's see. Let's get in here. Run that. And like I said, I've played through 2 construct events with this deck today. Since I put the Immortal Suns in there, and we went 7-2 both times. And at least 1 loss on each of those sets was just down to me misplaying. There was like a really, really clear point where I realized I fucked up. Alright, so we got Walkers, we got Explore, We got our Swordtooth, and we have a payoff for if we can do it. Pretty much anytime I have like double Wildgrowth Walker. Ooh, okay, so we're against blue, not red, which is awkward. You know, double Wildgrowth Walker is really fun against the red decks. It's less fun when I do not have Fungal Infection and they are about to start doing this nonsense to us. But get 2 walkers down, start exploring. We can just generate so much HP that it might not matter. But we would like to see a Jadelight Ranger come out pretty soon. Yep. Just gonna start hitting us in our face. Yeah, he might have... Okay. So, we'll do that so we can make sure we're getting maximum value of our Explore, because, like I said, we're having to dig right now. They've got their tempo game plan going, so we just have to kind of survive it. So I know this isn't going to land, but I would rather him counter the Chupacabra than the Branchwalker. Oh, that was really bad on him. Yeah, he didn't wait for the targeting on the dive down, and so I was just able to kill the other guy. It's a big misplay from him. So here we want to... Yeah, we just want a Branchwalker. You might have Wizard Tour... No. Well, it could have it. Merfolk Fixer. Huh? Okay, there we go. Alright, so he did have the Wizard's Retort, but... I'm thinking about just finding our Branchwalker. But I'm gonna hang on to it as a sweeper instead. Yeah. Okay. So here, it's kind of awkward. I think we will throw this out there, see if it's going to get countered. Doubt it does. Or actually, no, we'll do this. We'll go ahead and throw this out there. If it gets countered, then we can find both of them. And that'll give us some breathing room next turn. We should have 1 HP left, 1 life left after this attack, assuming he drops another island. If not, we'll have 2 left. And the 2 Branchwalkers will give us a ton of life back. Ew. Huh. Okay. So what we want now is a land. We really, really, really want a land, and we can sweep them. Unless he has Spell Pierce. That doesn't save us. Alright. Game 1. Alright, so. That was pretty ugly. But it usually is against that deck. Unless, like I said, you get the early blowout with the Fungal Infection. Alright, this is a fantastic hand. Alright, cool. You can play that tapped right now. Looks like we're against either the Rakdos Burn or we're up against the okay. Rakdos Goblins? Now I'm just confused. Now I'm really confused. So I don't really know what this is, but I'm gonna be greedy and do this. They haven't killed our Wildgrowth Walker yet, so I'm gonna assume that means they can't kill it right now, and we can just ramp into our Immortal Sun. Sure. Go ahead, sack another one. Yep. Hit me in the face for 3. Alright. And then we'll go ahead and do that. And now, if he does draw a lightning bolt, is the word we're looking for. We're still fine. No, we'll hold it back, at least, because he can just sack them to grow the Harpy, but at least he'll have to spend the mana for it. So he's just throwing out lots and lots of like little weenie tokens to feed this Harpy, and that seems to be his game plan, which I think is really good for us, because we're just gonna Chupacabra the Harpy at some point and he's gonna die. And he's going to lose the game. So first things first. And the Immortal Sun making all our spells cost 1 less is actually really strong in this deck when we get it down. Because we have a tendency to just like find a bunch of creatures, use find to grab a bunch of creatures and then play them. And then find a bunch of creatures and play them. So this is actually pretty solid. Go ahead and attack with that. He'll have to jump block the Swordtooth. Probably won't bother to block the Walker. He does. Okay. I don't know what he's doing now. Oh, he's just sacking him because he jump blocked with them. And that's fine. But why didn't he... I don't think our opponent is very good. We might attack with the zombie, and then we'll Fungal Infection it. Because that seems like fun. And then because of our Immortal Sun, the Fungal Infection Sapperling is also a 2/2, which is pretty nice. Sure. Okay. That's kind of annoying. Ah, I see. I see what you're doing here. Okay. I see the plan. It's all coming together. He just keeps eating his reassembling skeletons. Which seems weird because, you know, it doesn't seem very filling, but... There we go. That is exactly what we wanted. Double fungal infection. Don't jump block. Block with the harpy. Block with the harpy. No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. It's crazy. But it's fine because, you know, we have Golgari Findbroker, and then we just keep playing things. Unfortunately... Huh. Interesting. He doesn't... He doesn't have a... He's not ascended. Oh! He can just... Ooh! Oh. Well, now I'm sad. He wanted to attack me with it, and he couldn't. So at least that's fine. But I am sad that he ate it. Yeah. Alright. We want that back. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Alright, that's it. Game over. Game over, man. Game over. Yep. Alright, cool. Cool. do that just because we can. Yeah, bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. I need to eat it again. Oh, we can't. We're out of mana. Alright. I don't know why he didn't concede. Boom. So that's the deck. That's how it works. We just kind of flood the board with some surprisingly robust dudes. And if they clear the board, we have find to refill the board pretty much instantly. Let's keep going. Hopefully we can get some, I mean, hopefully, of course we're going to play against mono red and mono blue, but hopefully we can get a good, good example of just destroying mono blue with Fungal Infection. Alright, so we have, I don't know about this hand. Alright, we're gonna keep going. Alright. Oh, that's a bad draw. Bad draw. We do not need any more Carnage Tyrants. In fact, if we could just stay away from that whole 6-drop spectrum, that would be great. See, lands we're good with. Lands are good. If we get more lands, then that's going in the graveyard because we need lands. Okay, I don't know what kind of deck we're playing against because it is clearly not mono red. Maybe it is mono red and they just really wanted to kill that. Okay, so that being the case, I think the game plan is to get both of those guys back. Like I said, this is what I was talking about with just being, we can just be really aggressive with the finds. Alright, we're gonna Seekers Squire because the Swordtooth can't block anyway. And if we find a land, no, we can't play the Swordtooth because the Swordtooth is not in play, so we can't play the second land. But oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We would like a Jadelight Ranger, thank you. I don't understand what's going on with... I mean, I guess he just has nothing but spells in his hand and no creatures, which is really weird. But we're gonna do that. He's gonna shock it or lightning bolt it or something as soon as it hits the ground before it gets to pump. But, I mean, this guy is just super dead. He's super dead. We still have 20 life and we're on like turn 5. We're gonna bin that because... Alright, that will keep. We're binning it because we're just gonna pull it from the graveyard anyway, and we can dig for lands. Yeah, I don't... Guess we'll do that. I mean, maybe at this point we should have pulled the Seekers Squire just to dig for more lands, but I don't know. I don't think it matters at this point. This guy seems super, super dead. Okay. Sure. Alright, cool. Finally get some more lands. And then we'll go ahead and play this out there because, again, don't really care if it dies. We're just going to find it again anyway. We're not going to attack because we don't want to let him attack us. But, I mean, he's super, super dead. He's just super dead. What's the... I think we just go ahead and Carnage Tyrant, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and back here. Maybe we should have Immortal Sun, and then we could have attacked with, like, everybody. Oh, it's waiting on me to say damage. That's cool. Alright. I mean, he's just super dead. Super duper dead. Maybe he has a quest and he just really wants to play his cards. Sure. You can do that. That's a thing you can do. Good game, opponent. Alright, so technically we just beat mono red, but that wasn't really indicative of a normal mono red game, I would say. I think normally mono red does a few more things besides lightning bolt your creatures before turn 6. Oh no, it's a Teferi. Alright, so we have 2 Explorers and a Swordtooth and 3 mana. 2 of them are tap lands, which is awkward, but not awkward enough to keep us from playing this juicy bastard. Alright. We will play... Is that 21st? And then... We're probably just going to play the other tap land as well, unless we draw an untapped land. Yeah, this is perfectly fine, and we'll hold that. And then, hopefully, he pumps it, and then we can kill it. Nope. No such luck. But, still gonna kill it. Because what else are we gonna do? So here, we don't have a... Normally I would play the Swordtooth here, so that then we could play a 4th land. But since we don't have a 4th land, Jadelight Ranger seems like a better option. Fungal Infection. Yeah, that seems good. Here. Sure. Sure. Yep. So we're not going to chump block here because we'd like to keep the token for getting ascended. No recoil. It's rude. Alright, so we're gonna Seekers Squire because again, this is a more defensive than the Branchwalker. That can go in the graveyard. We don't need that anytime soon. And then we could play that untapped and play the Branchwalker. But since this seems pretty aggro-y, I would rather try and get him with a Fungal Infection. Alright, so I'm gonna do... That's first strike, so if he pumps it to 4 and it just becomes a 3. Alright, we're gonna do it this way so that if he pumps... Okay. Didn't want him to do that +2/+2 lifelink pump and then, you know, stick us with getting first striked. That seemed like a bad trade. Alright. Chupacabra! Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we can do that. And sit back. And now, unless things go horribly, horribly awry, we will have... Oh, well, I know we're fungal infectioning now. We do not want to... Does he have a combat trick, you think? If he pumps... I'm not going to block, because if he has that pump, then he trades us 2 for 1. Or 2 for 0, and that just doesn't seem like fun. But now we can do this. And so now we're transitioning into beatdown mode. Yep. Yep. So things are looking pretty good for us. Things are looking very good for us. Alright. Yeah, that's another card that Fungal Infection solves, that Adanto Vanguard. Being indestructible doesn't help you if you have 0 toughness. I'm not really that concerned about the Adanto Vanguards. Like I said, the way I arrived at this deck was mostly trying to make the mono blue and mono red decks feel better. I don't really have to deal with the Adanto Vanguards enough to really care about them. But it is there, and it does, you know, work on them pretty well. Alright, yeah, only thing we're missing is we would like to get a Wayward Swordtooth, and we would like to get a Carnage Tyrant, and or what's it called? Carnage Tyrant and or a Immortal Sun at some point. Okay, so this is perfect. We're about to 2-for-1 him with this Fungal Infection. Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Yeah, that doesn't help you. So you just took 4 damage for no reason. Yep. You see him mousing over the Adonto Vanguard, trying to figure out what just happened. He might just quit right here. This might just be a concede. Whenever you can get a 2-for-1 off of 1 mana, pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, he did. Oh, Immortal Sun. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. So now, between the Squire and the Ranger, we should have no problem ramping into the Immortal Sun. Well, I guess it's not really ramp, but yeah, so. That 2-for-1 just won that game. And on to the next one. Alright, 4-1. Okay, ooh. 3 tap lands in hand is really awkward. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Because we can play a tap land, play the Forest, play the Wildgrowth Walker, play the Squire, and a tap land. I think that's fine. Oh, okay, so we're against some form of Is It Drakes, and that is one deck type that has not felt very good so far. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and play the other Walker, because he can't kill both of them. Even if he has a Lightning Bolt in hand, he can't kill both of them, and so I mean, I think this is fine. And if he doesn't kill one of them, then we're just going to gain a fuck ton of value. Ooh! This is something spicy. Interesting. Alright, so we have a lot of recursion available to us now. 2 Findbrokers, 2 Follies. What I would like to start drawing is Carnage Tyrants would be amazing. That okay. Okay, I guess. Sure. Alright, and then we'll just hit him for 2 and find Broker the Walker back. Or do we want the Squire? I don't know what this deck is. I guess we take the Walker. Like, is he about to cast Niv? Okay, there's Sarkin.
What know you of dragons? I know what I'm doing.
I feel like we're about to get Niv Mizzed next turn. I feel like that's what's about to happen. And I don't think I'm okay with it. So I think we want to do this to get that, because I think we just... Okay, we're just gonna do this, and we'll play the other. We'll play a Wildgrowth Walker, and then next turn we can play another Wildgrowth Walker, and then Seekers Squire, and get a ton of health and tokens. But I feel like we're about to get Niv Mizzed, or something else really gross. And I don't have any. I mean, I have Chupacabra. That's how I can deal with Niv Mizzed. There's 4 of them in here. There should be 4 of them in here because it's our only removal. So I think I put 4. Well, the fact that he hasn't immediate. Oh.
I summon you.
Nope. Here we go. Yeah. Niv Mizzed. Okay. So maybe we ignore Sarkin and just start going face. I think maybe I think that sounds like a pretty good idea. Alright, so we're gonna do this. And then if we get a land off of this, pretty good. It's pretty good. Alright. I was hoping to Seekers Squire again, but I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, alright. Then we'll just smash him in his face. We have 44 life. I mean, I know Niv Mizzed's pretty good at burning you down pretty fast, but I don't know if he can burn us down that fast. Yeah. That felt pretty good. Felt pretty good. Sure. Just chip away at him. Just chip, chip, chip. Yeah, go for it. Think you can kill them all? Because you kind of have to. Smork is pretty good.
Yes. Perfect.
Sure. Yeah. Alright. Alright. I was scared for a moment there. Niv Mizzed's pretty scary, but then again, when you have 50 health, he's not quite that scary. Alright. I'm getting there. Alright, this Looks like a keeper. We got our lands, we got some walkers in case we're up against mono red. We got a Chupacabra to kill something, and really all we're lacking right now is explore. And if we start, once we start drawing the explore critters with the walkers on board, we are in good shape. I would like Fungal Infection to deal with elves, but you know, we don't have one. Ooh, okay. So we're doing that. Mono green Stompy. Steel Leaf Champion's about to get Chupacabra, which is great. Yep, sure. We can. We'll kill that. Go ahead and get in for a little bit of damage. Could matter. Null Hard Ferox. Fine. Okay. Sure. Sure. Okay, so now what we're doing is probably just going to chump block that right there. And we're hoping we hit a land and we finality and kill all the elves and then we win the game, is basically how it works. That is not a land. Might get us to a land. But we would really like to draw a land before he drops Galta on us. That's the name I was looking for. We really do not want to be Galta here. And we would like to easy chump block here. I said I don't know, if whatever he casts dies, Carnage Tyrant is fine. In fact, we're going to see if he takes the bait here. You want to chump block? Come on. Or not? Yeah, go for it. Sucker. What a sucker. Alright. What a sucker. Oh, what happened to all your mana? What happened to all your mana? Oh, what happened to all your mana? We're gonna do that. And we'll just go ahead and attack, because I don't care if we get hit. What happened to your mana, dude? Where'd it go? Oh, you found some more mana. It's good. It's good. I'm good. I'm happy for you. You found some more mana. Yep. Sure. Alright, so I think if we do that, it's 5, 2. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Yep. Sure. And then we want our Carnage Tyrant. We want to find some creatures. Yep. And I think I'm debating between, this is a little greedier. If I go ahead and drop this, then I can easily chump block with this. It go ahead and gives us some life right now. That's probably the safer play. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, we're good with that. Sure. Yep. Mono green down. My dinos are better than yours. All right. So close. So close. I feel like this deck might be pretty good. Might be pretty good. What do we do here? Okay, we have Fungal Infection and a Jadelight Ranger and enough mana to cast them. I mean, honestly, just having Fungal Infection makes me want to keep it. They drop a Siren Storm Tamer, which they didn't, so that's fine. So now we're just on the Jadelight Ranger to Chupacabra plan. Sure, yeah, you can do that. So it looks like Golgari. It's a lot of lands, so Wayward Swordtooth would be nice. Yep. But that's fine, because we're just gonna eat it. Yep, yep, just pick it up. I don't think we need to chump block this just yet. Alright, let's get in for some damage. You gonna block that? Alright. I am perfectly fine with that. So Wayward Swordtooth would be really nice. And then I'd like to find some payoff for the Wayward Swordtooth. In terms of, honestly, right now I would really just like an Immortal Sun, is what I want. Because we've got plenty of mana, and against this Golgari deck, beautiful. Beautiful. That's so good. So good. Alright. Hopefully what happens is, I'm hoping he plays an Explore creature and then attacks us with the Wildgrowth Walker, and we can Fungal Infection it and kill it. That would be ideal. That is not what I asked for. But he might still attack with the Wildgrowth Walker now. In fact, he probably will, which still means we can kill it. Yay! Alright, so I mean, I think this is pretty clear that we're playing that, and I feel like we just smash face here. If he wants to take the trade, we'll do that. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. We have Find, so we can go pick up our Chupacabra and our Jadelight Ranger. I mean, he could have Assassin's Trophy. No, alright. So if he hasn't Assassin's Trophied it yet, he isn't going to. Well, technically, like if he... No, okay, so he's not doing it. I think technically if he was playing, like, the ideal line of play would be to set a stop at my untap step and then kill it, because I think the Assassin's Trophy land comes into play tapped, right? So let's do that. We want that. Huh. Huh. Alright, so we're gonna wait and see what happens here. We might... I think we're just gonna Memorial Folly and then Finality on our turn. He plays a bunch more little dirtly creatures. Okay, sure. Yep. That's fine. Yep. So I was hoping you would play 2 more creatures. So I'm kind of getting punished for being greedy and asking for... Oh, there we go. There we go. That's what we wanted. Alright. Cool. Alright, so I think we pretty much won this game already. So we're getting the Wildgrowth Walker. We want more Jadelight Rangers. My turn. Draw. Find. Oh, you know what? Fuck. I could have played... That was a misplay. I could have played the Wildgrowth Walker because of the discount from the Immortal Sun, or honestly, well, even without it, I could have played the Wildgrowth Walker, put tokens on it, so I just misplayed. But I don't think it's going to matter. Okay, sure. That's fine. I'd much rather you do it now than after I pump the crap out of it. So we are going to find I think we just get the Jadelight Ranger because it'll dig through the deck. Or not. Alright, so we're not digging through the deck. We're just gonna take our Carnage Tyrant and be happy with it. And it also makes sure that our guys are all 5/4s. And now we have a pretty scary board for him. He gets some Jadelight Rangers of his own, but they aren't as big as mine. Not surprised he wants to keep the Doom with... Oh, but he's just gonna give it up. Okay. Alright. He said no more. Oh. He said no more. That Doom Whisperer, though, is actually another thing that the Fungal Infections are really, really good with. Because Dimir and Golgari decks that are running the Doom Whisperers will they'll say, hey, if you want to attack with your Carnage Tyrant into my Doom Whisperer, 1-for-1 trade against a hexproof creature with trample, always going to take that. They will always, always, always take that trade. But you Fungal Infection it, and then all of a sudden you just killed their Doom Whisperer and you still have your Carnage Tyrant, and you feel pretty good about yourself, and they feel pretty bad about themselves. But the deck just went 7-1, so that is now the... just to give you, like, an idea, I normally go 3 to 4 wins with my other decks. Until I built this one, I was getting like 3 to 4 wins per game. That's now my third 7 win in a row since I built this deck. I'm pretty happy with it, at least in this constructed. What I would probably do from here, I haven't played it in best of 3s yet, but what I'll probably do with it is build the sideboard intending to sideboard into more of a traditional Golgari. Like, I don't even know if it's necessary, just because I don't feel like I've really had trouble with the Golgari decks that I faced so far. Not the ones that we played against in this match necessarily, but I've, a couple of other ones. And I really haven't been having trouble with the Golgari. Honestly, the hardest matchup for me so far has been the various Is It Drakes type builds and the Arclight Phoenix Drakes kind of thing. So what I'll probably do is sideboard in to things that would be good in that matchup, and maybe just sideboard out of things that are going to be really terrible against Ritual of Soot and such. Maybe sideboard into some more late gamey type stuff. That way I don't get blown out by Ritual of Soot. And because basically what this wants to do is make sure that we don't lose to mono blue and mono red. We have a main deck that doesn't lose to mono blue and mono red all the time. And then we can sideboard against other matchups. We can sideboard into things that are better against those matchups, and try and metagame against what they'll probably sideboard into to kind of hate on us. So I think that this package is really strong. Because I'm not that good a player. Like I said, I normally get 3 to 4 wins. Feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. Squee! Alright. Thanks for watching.